Schrade old-timer knives have been around for generations. I was buying Schrade old-timers back when I was a little kid. And I picked up a new one the other day that I think you might find interesting. It's got some really interesting features. So we're going to take a look at this knife. It, like I say, has some things in it that kind of surprised me. So before we get started, if you would, please click on the like and subscribe buttons. We're going to put this on the bench and take a look. So this is the knife. Comes with a pretty attractive and useful little belt pouch, like that. Knife by Schrade. It's an old timer. A couple things really attracted me to this knife. It's number one, I love this gunstock checkering. That's kind of unique. This is rosewood. This is ebony, nickel silver bolsters. Really attractive knife. But one of the things that I really liked about it was the blade steel. Now, since Schrade started making knives overseas, I really just haven't gotten too excited about them. Haven't really bought any. And a lot of their knives use pretty low-end steels, like 5 CR, whatever it is, or 7 CR. You know, just kind of unexciting steels. And I saw this, and I thought it might be a better option. It's got, instead of those low-end steels, it's using a steel called 9 CR18 MOV. Now, 9CR18 MOV has 0.95% carbon, almost 1%, and the makeup of the steel is very similar to 440C. Now, 440C is an old standby when it comes to stainless steels, and no, it's not a super steel, but it is a very decent performing steel. So, you know, I've been using this around the house some, and cut some rope with it, and a little bit of whittling with it, and, you know, it's not a wood carving knife, as it were, but it seems to do a pretty good job, and it's holding its edge really well. Now, it did not come really very sharp. It's machine sharpened, like a lot of knives are these days. So I put it on a 1200 grit diamond stone and then stropped it, and so now it's reasonably sharp. It'll shave hair on your arm, and it seemed to hold that edge pretty well. I haven't really done anything abusive with it. Haven't had any big tasks to perform with it since I got it, but it seems to be holding an edge well. I mean, it's certainly, after cutting through a bunch of manila rope and carving on some hardwood, you know, it hasn't gotten dull. It's got a back lock like, you know, typically these kind of knives do, and it's got a pretty hefty spring in that back lock. So it locks up good and solid. It has a nail nick. I'm not sure why. I don't know. I guess you could use your thumbnail. I would just grab the blade. But anyway, really attractive knife. The thing that I found a little weird about it was the name. Mountain Beaver Senior. And there's a Mountain Beaver Junior too, which is the same knife, just a little bit shorter. Now, I don't know who does the product naming at Schrade, but come on, guys. Mountain Beaver, really? It's like, hey, Bob, did you get a new knife? Yeah, I did. What do you think? That's pretty cool. What is it called? It's a Mountain Beaver. Like, really, guys, you're going to have to work on your naming stuff. That's just pretty sad. So, it really attractive knife. The price was pretty reasonable on it. I found it actually at sale at a local farm store called Atwood's, which we have here in Oklahoma, and that's why I picked it up. I'll put a link in the description down below if you want to pick one up off Amazon. It's a really nice knife. And I think it's going to be really useful. It is very attractive too. And like I say, there is a slightly smaller version of it that is called the Junior. And so it's just the same thing scaled down a little bit, same blade steel, but just a little bit smaller. So this has a 3.2 inch blade. Overall length is 7.7 inches. Like I say, rosewood and ebony, nickel silver, and you know, the 9CR18 MOV high carbon stainless steel, which is, like I say, I think that's going to be a knife that actually can perform, and it looks pretty nice too. That's really pretty. So it is an attractive knife. I just wish they'd come up with a better name. Anyway, pretty nice little knife from Schrade. I guess I'm going to have to look at some of their other knives. I really just kind of haven't gotten too excited about them, and I know they are making some, I think, in the United States now, kind of their high-end stuff. But this, you know, is not a U.S. made knife. It's made in China. But I have to be pretty impressed with the quality of it. I think the actual model number is a 29OT, if it'll focus here. So yeah, there we go. 29OT is the model number, and yeah, I think it's a fairly impressive knife. Now, like I say, the price that I got it for was on sale. It was pretty inexpensive. I think the price on Amazon right now is around $42, something like that, $40. So it's not a super cheap knife, but it's, you know, you are paying for that little bit better quality steel. So I think it's well worth it. Anyway, that's the Old Timer Mountain Beaver Senior. Well, that's the Schrade Old Timer Mountain Beaver Senior. What a name for a knife. Anyway, I think it's a pretty nice knife. I like it. It's attractive. It's got good steel in it. Seems to perform pretty well. So it's definitely going to get some use. Anyway, I hope that was helpful. If you have any thoughts or comments, please don't hesitate to leave me a comment. And as always, thanks for watching.